This is probably one of, if not the toughest loss I've ever experienced as a Longhorn fan. And not just by the way it ended, though that definitely attributed to that, but the capabilities of this team. And it looks like may not go through. Um, I was at the game here. I'm in Lubbock right now. I'm at my roommate's house here. He's from Lubbock. He lived in El Paso. They moved to Lubbock, but he goes to UT, and he was good enough to invite me here, and we went and scalped tickets, and got this one. Cost me $160, and I think I got my money's worth though. Great football game. Awesome football game. Definitely didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but I'm glad I was there. I'm glad I was there. I was glad I was in the building. Um, Also, before I get into the game, went to college game day. I was in the middle of all the college game day stuff. Saw Fear of the Jones. If you're watching this, cool man. Just talked to him for a little bit. It was really random that we ran into each other. So, and congrats on Tech winning the game. Some of you already seen. I'm going to link this to the video where I sing the songs. I just kind of wanted to. This is probably going to be a long video. I'm just going to. I don't even know where I'm going to go with it. I'm just going to talk about not necessarily just what's going on in the game, but just the emotions of the crowd and what this kind of means for our season, and also some of my BCS, how I'm angry at that. But first and foremost, yeah, I think I said in one of my videos I didn't think that Texas Tech, their defense was suspect. They weren't suspect against us tonight, especially not in the first half. Well, really going on the whole game. Tech jumped on us 22-3. I gotta tell you something. It was bad, and but I gotta say I'm very proud of this Texas team. We put ourselves in a hole, and when I say that, I don't mean to take anything away from Tech. Tech put us in that hole. We didn't help ourselves out. Colt McCoy did not play his best, especially in the first half. The defense, I will say, our defense against such an awesome Texas Tech offense. Let me say that Texas Tech has one of the best offenses in the league. And so for us to hold them to 22 points in the first half, I was pleased. And to hold them to only one offensive touchdown in the second half, it's pretty good. That though, when you see when that was, it was probably the worst time for that to happen. I think the key, Lee Corso said the key to this game, he said, was the Texas Tech offensive line. And I got to give the guy props because he was exactly right. The Texas Tech offensive line is the main reason that Tech won that game. Graham Harrell is a great quarterback. Crabtree is an awesome wide receiver. And the running backs and the rest of the wideouts are great athletes. But those big guys up front are the ones that run that team and keep things going. Always do. Every team does, and they really did. We lost Rack. I don't know how long Rack is out. That's a big loss for us Longhorn fans. Um, but going through the game, it was 22-6 going into halftime. And the Horns looked flat. They looked scared. It was like they couldn't adjust to a hostile environment. This 4-game stretch that we talked about, starting with OU, then Mizzou, Okie State, and now ending with Tech. This is the first true road game because the OU game was a neutral site. Place was rocking. I think it was a record crowd. It was like 56,000 something, which is a little about half of what DKR is, but it was crazy loud. And it seemed like the guys didn't respond very well. But in the second half, we didn't play great, but we made plays. I saw hard, and I grew to respect this team and love this team even more. And I really am. I'm proud to call myself a Longhorn because I go to Texas, and the way these guys played in the second half, it showed a lot of pride, a lot of heart, and the guys they did this. They did the university a good service by showing up like that. Second half comes around, and we really start playing that bend but don't break defense, and we don't let Harrell and the guys get it in the end zone. Colt, we didn't score an offensive touchdown though until 12 seconds left in the third quarter. As Texas fans, we're not used to that, and that's a tribute to the Texas Tech defense that I underrated. I got to eat up for that. I underrated that team. I underrated the Texas Tech team, I think, a little bit. I knew it would be a tough game, and they got us. But we had opportunities in the second half to win that game. If you watch that game, you know Texas had the opportunity to win that game, and it was created opportunities. And Blake Gideon, I don't want Texas fans ripping this guy or anything. He should have had the pick. He played great all game though. He made a lot of tackles and was one of the blitzing safeties for us. If he makes that pick, we win. 20 seconds in the game, left in the game, popped up. It's gift wrapped to us, and it falls through. And then next play, Crabtree to the sideline, and Crabtree, he was a straight up man, ripped through Gideon and the other guys and waltzed into the end zone for the touchdown. It's crazy outside here in Lubbock. They're all going insane. You don't really see that in Austin. Austin, usually that only happens whenever we win a national championship. But these guys, I mean, this sets that up for them. And me personally, I'm going to say this up front. If Texas Tech runs a table and wins the Big 12, it will be a disaster if they don't get into the national title game. I'm just saying, Big 12 is an awesome conference. And I hate Texas Tech as a rival in a rivalry sense. And but if they run the table against Okie State and OU and the rest and win the Big 12 title, there's no reason they should not be in the top two. And Texas, we're in a bind now, and because with Florida showing up the way they did against Georgia, that hurts us because Florida really popped us. But I'm gonna get on something right now. I saw that looks like that USC is gonna be ranked ahead of us. I hate USC, just to let you guys know. But we're gonna get into this. How do you put USC ahead of the Texas Longhorns? And I don't know if they're official yet, but it looks like that's what's going to happen. How do you do that? SC has played no one. They beat Ohio State week 2. Ohio State has not scored a touchdown in 4 of their games this season. SC lost to Oregon State. They have been playing. They won by a touchdown against Arizona. They have been beating the snot out of teams like mighty teams like Washington State and Washington. We've had to play Oklahoma, Missouri, Oklahoma State, and Texas Tech, who got us. How do you put them ahead of us? I hate the BCS. Even when we won the national title in 2005, I still hated the BCS. Because good teams who are in good conferences get screwed. And that's what's going to happen to us, more than likely. And USC, if USC's in the title game somehow, that's a freaking travesty. It really is. I don't care if you're AC fans or not, because that's bullcrap. Seriously. But I'm getting on a tangent. I hate USC. I think there's a big time ESPN bias there, and voter bias for them. And you need to look at the conference they play in, which is trash, and how they underachieved this year. They don't deserve anything. But that being said, getting back to this, Texas Tech, oh my gosh, this went from being one of the best game to go to for a Longhorn fan to being the worst and being the best for a Tech fan. I mean, they scored with 1 second left on the clock. We went down and got that touchdown. And also, I want to give a shout out to all the guys, all the Longhorn fans who were in the Longhorn section. I was in the section. I'm on TV actually. If you see highlights of Malcolm Williams' bomb touchdown catch from Colt, apparently I'm in that shot. But all you guys, all you Horns fans, proud you guys. We were loud the whole time. Team didn't get done, but they fought hard. I was proud to be a Longhorn. I was in the section, like the Tech fans were sitting on the grass to my left. So all you guys, if you were there, you may have seen me or not. But hook 'em horns and Texas fight. I'm proud to be a Longhorn. Even more proud after a loss. The guys fought hard, but didn't get the job done. Congratulations, Tech. You earned the win, and we'll see how you do the rest of the way. Big 12 still wide open, and we can still win the title. We're just going to need a little help. Hook 'em horns.